this video firstly. It's like my first video on YouTube, and I wanted to talk about my coming out story. It was just nice to watch other people be brave enough to come out, and it was nice to like learn from them and to, I don't know, just see that other people are also going through something to relate. Well, anyways, this is my coming out story. When I was younger, I always knew I was gay in a way because I always wore like my mom's clothes and I used to play around with my mom's stuff. So in a way, I kind of already knew that I liked guys, but I didn't really accept it or admit it or call it gay. So moving on, in primary school, I was myself. I was never somebody I was not. Like I was never ever like completely straight. I think everybody like knew me as the gay guy on primary school. I knew everybody and I was friends with everybody. But I wasn't attracted to men or women. I was just like myself. But I was girly and I was like gay and stuff like that. So I never actually classified myself as gay that time because I wasn't really attracted to either sex at that time. And then in grade 8, I started kind of like being interested in guys, and I started kind of like just realizing that I am actually into dudes and stuff like that. So I just kind of like, I didn't really accept it, but I kind of acknowledged it, and I went on the internet and I watched like videos and stuff. So obviously I knew like, obviously I might be, but I didn't exactly like accept it completely because I wasn't like willing to accept it at that time. But then at the end of grade 8, I liked this guy, and I don't know, I just kind of like, I was cool with being gay to myself, but I wasn't cool with everybody else knowing it. Anyways, so grade 9 was actually the first time I came out to somebody. It was one of my friends, and I told her I was gay, but like right after I told her, I just didn't want to speak to her because it was just so uncomfortable for me to have somebody else know. Like I wasn't comfortable with somebody else knowing it. And I also started keeping a diary in grade 9. In grade 8, I started keeping a diary. That's very important. It's gonna come now. And so yeah, after I came out to her, I wasn't like accept. She was super accepting though. She was just like cool with it, but I wasn't like accepting myself that somebody else knew. Like I wasn't comfortable with somebody else knowing it. So I just kind of like ignored her and I stopped talking to her for a while because I needed time to like deal with the fact that other people are gonna know. Anyways, so I also had a cell phone in grade 9 and I started chatting to guys with my phone, going on chat rooms and stuff like that. And then there was just this weird guy who started chatting to me and he started sending pictures of himself and he said he wanted to meet me. And that kind of like just freaked me out because I didn't want to meet anybody yet and I didn't want to sleep with anybody yet. And he was just like, I don't know how to explain. He was like kind of pressuring me, so I kind of like told him to go away, but he didn't want to go away. And then I don't know what happened, but the screen of my phone broke. It was a HTC. The screen of my phone broke. So I kind of like just kept it in my cupboard, but I never like used it again. And then in grade 10, oh that's also very important. But in grade 10 was kind of when I like completely like accepted myself and accepted that I was gay. But then I met this guy who was also gay, but he was just so slutty, so that's kind of what scared me about being gay. I was just like scared of becoming like this whore because he slept with everybody and he slept with like a lot of guys, and that scared like the shit out of me because I don't want to be like a slut or anything like that. So I kind of was reluctant, but eventually I just like kind of told my friends that I am gay and that I am like, and my friends were really cool about it. A lot of them like just accepted me. And basically what happened now was that I was ready like to come out to my parents, and because they kept on asking me like, do you have a girlfriend, or when you gonna have a girlfriend and stuff like that, and that really bothered me because I was never ever gonna date a girl, so I just felt like really uncomfortable by it. And I kept on like praying because I am kind of religious. I kept on praying like that I come out and stuff, and that like, I don't know, I just wanted to come out and I just wanted this thing to come out. Also, I came out to my cousin from my mom's side. I told her that I was gay and she was also cool with it. But I figured like if I was too scared to tell them in their face, I'm just gonna like tell them indirectly. So I left my diary in my toilet. And then instead of my parents going in the toilet, my cousins were in the toilet. They were like 9 and my cousin was 9 and my sister was like 10 at the time. And they read the diary. And I like told them not to tell anybody and just to give me the book back and whatever. And they were like too scared to open the door because they thought I was gonna eat them or anything. So I just told them like I won't hurt them. They should just keep it to themselves. And eventually, I don't know, I was too scared to come out, so I just like prayed that, I don't know, it just comes out some way. And then, my sister used the HTC. And she kind of like went through it and she saw that this guy was messaging me. And she came up to me and she's like, why is this guy messaging you? You know what I mean? Is he stalking you? And I can kind of understand why she would think that he's stalking me, because like he was messaging me like he's gonna kill himself if I don't meet him and stuff like that. So I kind of like just ignored him. So I could have told her like it's probably just some stalker dude, but then I just thought to myself like if I'm not gonna do it now, I'm never gonna do it. So I just told her no, I'm gay, and he's been bothering me because he likes me. So she was like, "What, you gay?" And like it was like this really big deal, and she started saying rude things to me. My she ran to my mom. She told my mom everything. My mom and everybody was just like around me, saying rude things to me, and I said pretty bad things to them, which I'm not actually proud of. It's not something to be proud of. But yeah, it wasn't very pleasant. And then my dad came home and he sent the computer in for repairs and they saw the internet history. So it was like, okay, that's grade 8 for you, catching up. And then my cousin from my mother's side told the rest of my extended family that I was gay without my permission. And my cousin, the 9-year-old, told her mother, and her mother told everybody. So it kind of all happened like in one day. I guess I asked for what I prayed for, in a way. It was pretty like hectic. After I came out, I was just like, I just gave my parents time to deal. Like I didn't date anybody, and I wasn't like very flamboyant. I just kind of like left it like for 2 years, for grade 11 and grade 12. I was just kind of like just cool down, and I gave them time to accept it. We never spoke about it or anything like that, and they never spoke about girls. But then like over time, like now that I'm out of school, I am myself. Like I go to gay pride. I tell people I'm gay. Um, I go to gay clubs. My parents aren't extremely accepting. Like my father isn't accepting at all. My mother isn't accepting, but she still takes me to places and she still acknowledges it, which I'm kind of thankful for. And yeah, that's basically it. Like now I'm myself. Now I get to do what I want to do, even though sometimes it like isn't pleasant because they're not very open to it. But like I still get to be myself. Anyway, so that's basically my coming out story. And I just want to say that no matter how bad it is, like it does get better, and eventually you get to be yourself, and that is what's really important. Like it's not about what other people think about you or pleasing other people. It's about being yourself and being happy. Because like ultimately you are special. It sounds stupid and cliche, but we all are ourselves, and that's the most beautiful thing about us, because nobody else can be you better than you. So that's it.